There was a violent incident at an indie wrestling event recently. A WWE tag team are possibly turning babyface soon. And a major Impact Wrestling faction returned this weekend. More on that later on. Yes, hello everybody, it's Jack and Adam. Shocking news, shocking footage from an indie wrestling event recently hit the internet, and it's made all the news. You may well have seen it. It took place at IWE Pro Wrestling, and the Twitter user at can be only one league.
Spelled wrong though.
League spelled wrong, yeah, you need to sort that out. Shared footage of the wrestler Joe Black. He's walking around the ring, he's doing like a heel entrance. Then it seems like he either does a pretendy swipe or knocks maybe the cap off someone in the front row, just headbutts him. The guy just leans across the guardrail, and he's a big man as well.
So apparently that's what it was. He went to flick the hat off, but in doing that, according to this fan's partner at least, the wrestler inadvertently cut the guy's nose somehow.
Right.
So she said, I do think he was trying to knock his hat off. However, he knocked his hat and glasses off and they cut his nose. So he hit my husband very hard. Am I proud of his actions after that? Completely? No. But he would have thought it was funny if he just knocked his hat off.
So, first
It
of all,
looked like the kind of guy who would just find it funny.
no, he really didn't. First of all, we don't know, we can't yet verify if that's actually the partner of the fan in question.
People have done a bit of digging, it seems to be,
Oh, right.
but we can't, we
and I think, well, that's either the truth or backpedaling. I'm not going to speculate more. I like the wording.
I am.
Okay, go on.
I think it's backpedaling,
Yeah,
personally.
maybe.
I mean, this has formed a big discussion about where the line is with regard to sort of interactivity between wrestlers and fans. And I've seen people like saying, hey, listen, fans should never cross the barrier in any way. And it's like, there has to be something. I don't think it's that black or white, is it?
Yeah.
Because I want to be able to hold my hand out and touch a wrestler.
Yeah, right.
And I feel like this guy, maybe it did knock his glasses off. I don't know, but it wasn't a just return, was it?
It wasn't. It certainly seemed like his reaction kind of was an overreaction, basically. But I always find it. You remember when Spike Trevor used to drink wine and then spit it into the crowd?
Yeah.
I'd be like, is that allowed? Is that on? I don't know. It has to go both ways. I think.
Bushwhackers used to go around licking kids. No, it's true. It's an interesting discussion, and I don't know where
How did they get away with
completely
that?
stand on it. No, I have no idea. I think he's still doing it on the indies now. So I haven't completely made my mind up. I'm not trying to sit on the fence about this or anything.
And obviously the response was horrifying. Like, you actually headbutted him. That's obviously terrible.
I want a heel to be able to come up to me and knock my hat off.
Right.
I think that's totally fine. That's the level of interactivity that I like. If I was wrestling, which I won't be, if I was a wrestler, I don't want to get headbutted in the face for just being a bit of a bastard.
That makes sense. The promotion have released a statement as well on Twitter saying, an unfortunate event happened at the show tonight, which will be addressed by IWE personnel. We want to thank everyone for coming out tonight and apologize for any inconvenience that may have occurred. So, yeah, fair enough. Elsewhere, we're heading to WWE now, where according to The Observer, a SmackDown tag team could possibly be turning babyface. And it's a bit of a strange one, because apparently on Friday night, the dark match saw Los Lotharios, Angel and Umberto beat the Viking Raiders, and they were working as babyfaces, which is very strange, not only because they're heels, but because the Vikings are babyfaces as well.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense if they were just down a tag team, babyface or heel. It would make sense, and this would probably be a one-off. But yeah, the fact that the Viking Raiders are babyface, that is odd. I don't really have a problem with it. I think they're just fine, aren't they? I really like them both as wrestlers, but I think something's missing there.
There is. I think they're easily talented enough, especially everyone's made the Eddie Guerrero comparison to Angel Garza. He's really good. He whips off his trousers and everything. He's really good. I was surprised when he got put in a tag team, actually, because I thought he'd be like one for the future, one they keep their eye on as a solo star. But you're right, there seems to be something missing. I don't think it's them. I think it's more the booking of them.
Yeah,
in my opinion anyway, but yeah.
I'm not that fussed about Umberto.
I
think he's really good in the ring and everything. There's definitely something missing there.
He's more of a babyface.
Literally.
Well,
he's got the face of a baby.
Yeah, he does. And I think, and then Angel's a natural heel, so I think maybe turning him face is a bit of a misstep at this stage in his career as well. We'll have to see how it pans out, I suppose.
Yeah.
The other dark match result was that Bobby Lashley beat Happy Corbin, so there we go.
Big win there for Bobby.
Oh, huge. He's got his winner's share of the purse there. Oh, God. Very sad news now from Hacksaw Jim Duggan, obviously. On Instagram last night, he announced that basically he's battling cancer again. It has returned. He had his prostate removed last October, and he said on Instagram, tomorrow I'm getting my second hormone shot, and Tuesday I'm being set up for radiation treatment, which will be 8 weeks, 5 days a week. The doctors, though, are very optimistic that they caught it early. It's a terrifying time for me and my family, but the doctors also said to go ahead and live life, which we're going to do. So yeah, I mean, just it goes without saying, we wish all the best to Jim Duggan and his friends and family. I don't know what else we can really add to that now. Also, a new IWGP US Champion was crowned this week in New Japan, but in America, because it was New Japan Capital Collision. It was a 4-way match, which they're a bit rare in New Japan. It's normally either singles or tag team matches.
Okay.
But they went with a 4-way match, which might have been maybe because it was on American soil, it was more of an American thing, or maybe it was just one of those one-offs. It was the champion, Hiroshi Tanahashi, versus Juice Robinson versus Will Ospreay versus Jon Moxley. So a big stacked match,
right?
And it was absolutely, and it was Juice Robinson who got the win, pinning Will Ospreay, who's someone we might see as kind of above him on the ladder at the minute in New Japan.
For sure, but it feels like they're building him up. He's just re-signed, obviously,
right,
amid speculation that he was even done with wrestling. He came out and said that he didn't fancy doing it anymore. And
then I think he came out and said, "You idiots! Just
get
in, you fools!"
Of course. So it looks like they're going to be building him up, and this seems like a good way to start, doesn't it? He's just joined the Bullet Club, and
Yeah, I think so as well. Obviously, he's a heel, which is strange. It's taken a bit of getting used to, but he seems to be up for it. It's working well, and clearly the promotion trust him as well, putting the belt on him. Ospreay has really not reacted well to this, because he took to Twitter, and because it was a bit of a strange finish to the match, I should clarify first, where Juice Robinson pinned Ospreay, but his foot was under the rope.
Yes.
And Ospreay didn't take well to this, tweeting, "At this rate, I'm going to ask New Japan for my release and go work for Pornhub. At least there, I'm meant to get screwed."
What's that?
I don't know.
What does that mean?
Also,
work for what? What is that?
I put that in our news chat, thinking that Ospreay was really shooting on Twitter. And I was,
got worked.
I'm a big mark, is what happened there. But no, Juice Robinson's the new champion. Ospreay's not happy. And we'll see where it goes from there. And now we're in all the promotions at the minute. We're skipping over now to Impact Wrestling, where one of the factions of the century has made its return. Do you not agree? Has made its return.
I liked him.
Yeah, because Aces and Eights are back in Impact. Not the full.
Sort of.
Not the full. Not like the 15 members and like Bubba Ray and Taz and everything.
The dregs.
No
offense to D'Lo Brown.
Well, yeah. So they didn't just... I thought when I read that Aces and Eights had shown back up, and this is from Impact's recent tapings, by the way, in Orlando, of course. I thought it was going to be like a run-in, or they were going to take over the show. They competed in a match. Yeah. They're following the rules. Fair enough. It was Wes Briscoe and Garrett Bischoff, managed by D'Lo Brown. It was a surprise appearance, and they took on 2 members of the Honor No More faction. It was Vincent and Kenny King. This kind of follows on. It's kind of long-term storytelling, because D'Lo was attacked by Honor No More a few months ago, and this is presumably his kind of revenge, I suppose.
That'll show him.
Yes, it will. If you don't know what Aces and Eights were, it was like a biker gang, Sons of Anarchy inspired. It feels very
of its time, wasn't it?
Very of its time, and it feels very much like an Eric Bischoff idea, actually. Not only because his son was in it, but because he loves bikers and bikes.
Yeah, well, they are cool, with the Hog Wild and all that nonsense.
Loves it.
Yeah,
he loves all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they were good value while they were on telly. I thought they were quite fun. Back in the day.
It's become a bit of a meme since, because it became clear halfway through the storyline that they didn't know where they were going with it.
No, not a clue.
And then there were unmaskings of members. But the format of it, where they were masked for a long time and then one by one they'd reveal who it was, I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, no, it was, because it dragged it out, but in a quite entertaining way. And there were a few shocks there, weren't there?
Yeah, and the best one was when Taz revealed at the wedding that he was a member, because he took off his tuxedo. And then on the back of his waistcoat, there was the Aces and Eights. It's fantastic.
I love TNA.
Yeah,
Bring back TNA. I'm fed up of Impact.
It's rubbish now that it's good. They're doing really well, and it sucks. Thanks very much for watching. We will be back with more news later on, and leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. See you very soon.